Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel for another video. Today I have an exciting one, a very widely requested one, and that is going to be my mid-year curriculum reviews. And I want to thank Night Zookeeper for sponsoring today's video. So I have curriculum all across my desk here. We are going to go subject by subject, and I am going to share with you my thoughts on it very concisely and briefly on if I would recommend it or if I wouldn't, and just kind of give you guys some feedback now that we are in the middle of our homeschool year and we've been using things for a long time, enough time to establish an opinion on it. If you are not new to my channel and you watch all of my videos, you will see many repeats when it comes to curriculum in this video. And that's because if I find something I like, I stick with it. And so naturally by this point of homeschooling for so long, I have kind of found the things that we really enjoy the most, but there are some new things in here as well. So we are going to jump right in and I am going to give you my mid-year curriculum update. So before we jump into the reviews of all of the curriculum, I want to give you guys my review of Night Zookeeper, which I already told you they are sponsoring this curriculum review update video. We have been using Night Zookeeper in our homeschool for years now, and I think that that speaks to our love of Night Zookeeper. I continue to partner with them because I think it's just such an incredible resource to have in your homeschool, not only for your child, but for you as a homeschooling mom as well. It's obviously the holiday season. We are all busy. You might be shortening up school days. You might not have time to get through your language arts lesson. That is when Night Zookeeper comes in handy even more than it does on an ordinary week. You can feel confident when you have your child playing on Night Zookeeper that they are learning and practicing all of the language arts and reading concepts you have been working on with them in your homeschool. And if you don't homeschool, you can also feel confident that your child is reviewing things that they are learning in school so that they can keep fresh on all of those things that they've been working so hard on throughout the school year up until this point of Christmas break or Thanksgiving break or travel or whatever the case might be. Night Zookeeper is an award-winning creative writing platform for kids ages 5 through 12, and they have tons and tons and tons of interactive games that your kids will not want to stop playing while they're practicing punctuation, grammar, spelling, sentence structure, adding creative words, varying words to their sentences, learning how to spell, expanding their vocabulary. There are so many things that are on Night Zookeeper that your kids will absolutely love to play. And as I said already, you will feel so good knowing that they're having fun and also learning at the same time. So if you guys want to check out Night Zookeeper, I will have a link in the description box. You can get 50% off of your subscription when you sign up for Night Zookeeper. So that's an incredible savings to take advantage of as we end out this year. You'll also get a 7-day free trial that goes along with that. You don't have to enter in any code. It's just that link. And all you have to do is click it and the offer will be automatically applied at checkout. I cannot recommend Night Zookeeper enough. We absolutely love using them in our homeschool. They're a resource that we continue to use and I continue to share, and I give it a 10 out of 10 on my review. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with math for every homeschool mom's favorite subject, math. All I have for math as far as physical copies is Math 7 from Simply Good and Beautiful. This is the math that my youngest daughter is using, and I am very happy with this. This was recently released just last year, and so it was like just in the nick of time for us. And I was really torn between moving her into Shorman Mathematics, which is where she'll be headed in the future for pre-algebra this year, or having her do this. And I decided to do this for a multitude of reasons, but I was a little bit nervous about it just because I know how well Shorman Math teaches and how successful it's been for my 3 older kids. But I am glad that we chose this. There is a ton of pre-algebra in this, and that was kind of what I was a little bit concerned about. But there's definitely a lot of pre-algebra in this, and so we have been extremely happy with Math 7. The answer guide is incredible. It has every problem worked out. So that has been so helpful for me as her teacher, because sometimes I don't remember exactly how to do 6th grade or 7th grade pre-algebra. And so having those solutions worked out is a game changer. The structure of the lessons are really good, and the time constraint that this math program puts on your child is really good. So we're not doing math for 2 hours a day, which is great. So we are very happy with that for math. Now, for my other 3 kids, I don't have anything physical to show you. My son, who is in the 11th grade, is taking calculus with Shorman Mathematics, and my son right under him is in Algebra 2/Geometry with Shorman Math. My oldest daughter worked last year in her junior year of high school into Algebra 2 with trigonometry with Shorman, but for her senior year this year, we went ahead and knocked out college math classes that are a part of her prerequisites to get into the nursing program that she wants to. So she had to take probability and statistics, and she had to take what was that other math class? It wasn't, I can't remember what it was. It had some number with it, like Math 156. It wasn't a remedial math class, but it was a prerequisite to take prior to probability and statistics. So those are the 2 math classes she took. She did those as a dual enrolled high school student with Grand Canyon University. And my boys have been in Shorman Math since pre-algebra, and you guys know the drill. We absolutely love Shorman Mathematics. It's a blessing and such a game changer for higher level math. I honestly think that it saved our homeschool when it comes to the math. There's just nothing else like it, and I'm so grateful that we found it. Okay, so that is math. Moving on to history. So this year was a bit different for history because in the past I've always taught history family style, or at the very least grouped up 2 of my kids together in order to teach history to like 2 of them and 2 of them. Well, this year we decided for a multitude of reasons that everybody needed to do their own thing. My oldest 2 kids, who are in the 12th and 11th grade, needed to take American government, even though we did the Constitution study with the good and the beautiful, which I do think is appropriate for a high school level course, but it was specifically focused on the Constitution, and it was shorter. It wasn't a full year of study, and so I wanted them to take a separate government class. Plus, it's just a topic I'm really passionate about, and so I wanted them to do that. They're also patriots, so they also wanted to do that. So I looked around, and what I ended up settling on was from BJU Press. So BJU Press Homeschool has an American government course, and what really drew me to this course was the fact that it was recently revised. So it has current up-to-date information in it as far back as recently as 2020, 2021. So you can imagine some of the things that they're talking about in the course. And my kids—
I'm not sure I understand.
My kids really enjoy the relevance of that, and this course is actually split half of a year of American government and the other half is on economics. So I have been so pleased with this course. Now we do the video option, so my children watch a video, and the instructor for this course her name is Miss Bullock, and my kids think she is hilarious. They've never taken a course from her. They had done Mr. Harmon several times, and Spanish teachers and different things, and so it was really fun for them to meet somebody new, but they love Miss Bullock, and she's funny and very engaging, and they've really been enjoying this course. I would highly recommend it. For my son, who is in the 9th grade, he's my history buff. So I gave him a choice on what time period he wanted to study, because there really isn't one that he hasn't studied. And he chose world history because he said he doesn't know as much about world history as he does about American history. So he wanted to expand his knowledge. I already had this course. My older 2 kids used it. There's another book that goes with this, but I just grabbed this one for a visual aid. This is from Knotgrass, and it is their Exploring World History course, and he likes it and he's learning a ton. He has the student answer book and the quiz book, and we do all the things. So he's really been enjoying that. And then for my youngest daughter this year, I shared, I think in my Q1 update, more about this. So I'm not going to go into why I decided to do this, but if you want to know why, go watch the Q1 update. This year, I had her do basically history through living books, or literature-based history. I used to do this with my other 3 kids when we used Sunlight, and so that's what I wanted to do this year, but I didn't want to have the teacher's guide and all of that. So I just ordered books that were on the time period we wanted her to study, and she's been doing history narrations in this notebook. I shared how we do this in another video, so I don't want to go into that, but I'm having her write me summaries. So, you know, this is like an example of a summary on every book that she's read, and she's been loving this. She loves to read, and she, I think, has really been enjoying learning history in that way. We have been, the book pack that I got is early American history. So that's been a fun thing for her. Now moving on to language arts, no surprises here with my The Good and the Beautiful choices, although this year I only have 2 to show you, and that's because my kids have decided to grow up and graduate, and who told them that they could do that? My oldest son, or not my oldest son, my second is doing high school 1, and they come in these units. There's 10 of them. He's been doing really well with this, and this is the 3rd time over I've used it, so I think that speaks for itself. You guys know I love it. And then my youngest daughter is in language arts level 7, right here, from The Good and the Beautiful, and this is the 4th time over I've used this, so I think that speaks for itself. You guys know that I love it. Moving along to science now. So for science, my oldest daughter, again, is dual enrolled as a high school student with Grand Canyon University. She has met all of the state requirements in our state for high school science classes to graduate high school. So this year we decided to make the decision for her to take, again, those nursing prerequisite science classes, and she is going to be getting ready very soon after you guys are seeing me share this video, taking anatomy and physiology. And that is supposed to be one of the tougher classes when it comes to nursing prerequisites, but I have all the faith and confidence in her and everything I've taught her up to this point. So she will be doing that. My oldest son is taking chemistry. Again, this is from BJU Press Homeschool. We use the video options. I always feel like I communicate that clearly and then people are confused. So from BJU Press Homeschool, you can order the just like the textbooks, and you can teach it that way, or you can use the video option, which is what we use. So they watch a video and then they complete the assignments for that day. So he's doing chemistry. My oldest daughter did this. It's taught by Mr. Harmon, and he has really been enjoying it as much as you can enjoy a chemistry class. It's very solid, and I know builds a really good foundation for future sciences. My younger son is taking physical science, also taught by Mr. Harmon, and he's been liking this course a lot. He did earth science last year with BJU Press. That's kind of the plan that I map out for my kids, and I can tell he's enjoying this more. And so that's been fun for him. Video option as well. My youngest daughter for science, this was probably one of the things that I really was not sure on what I wanted to use with her this year, and I probably overdid it with utilizing other things as well. But when it came time for science, so we have used the Good and the Beautiful Sciences in our homeschool for many, many years, 10 years. And so a lot of those units I have taught to my kids at this point multiple times. things that she did when she was in 1st or 2nd grade, we revisited with her when she was in 6th grade, as an older student to kind of learn more on the same topic. So this year I decided I really did not want to do the same units again for the 3rd time. But I didn't want to put her into like a BJU press science yet. I kind of wanted this to be kind of like the last year, basically, before I do start implementing some of those high school preparation courses to spend with her. And so while I was speaking in Kansas at the homeschool convention, I saw a curriculum from Generations Homeschool. So we had never really even looked into Generations Homeschool, but it was very affordable, and I love the biblical worldview. It has a bit of like an apologetics base to it, which I really love. I love the biblical references continuously. I love, obviously this is a topic that we're all very passionate about as believers, and so I love how it's laid out. What I don't love is that it's just a little bit like traditional textbook. With The Good and the Beautiful, there were always so many hands-on experiments and just fun things and activities, and I feel like that is lacking a little bit with this. This course is for grades 6 through 8, so maybe that's why. But I mean, we've done things like we extracted DNA from a banana, and we were successful with that. We also made Punnett squares, and she got to learn a little bit about genetics that way. So it's not that it's bad, it's just I think it would be better if there were more hands-on things included. So I don't know that I love it. I love, again, the information and the way it's written, but I'm kind of just like still on the fence about it. But it's very simple, so that's a good thing. But this is the science that she's doing, and that's kind of my thoughts on that. Do I dislike it enough? And does she loves it? I think she really likes it. There's a lot of like big words and stuff, and so I know it's expanding her knowledge. And so it's good for that. And again, it has worldview in it. So I do like that combination. I just wish it had a little bit more hands-on fun components to it. But we won't be changing it. We will finish it out this year. So if that is any bit of information there. Okay, now moving along to elective type courses. I've got a whole big stack over here. My son, who is in the 11th grade, is taking his last year of foreign language. He is taking Spanish 3 with BJU Press Homeschool. My daughter did this course as well, and he's not a huge fan of foreign language, but it's important to have, and so he does his work. I don't think he'll ever have an interest for Spanish in the future, but nonetheless, he's done Spanish 1 through 3, and my oldest daughter did as well. Speaking of my oldest daughter, I wanted her to take a Dave Ramsey Foundations in Personal Finance course. This is the one that is written for homeschoolers. Now they have an option for homeschoolers, and it's fantastic. There's a video option. She's absolutely loved this, and again, such important information for our kids to know. I wish I would have taken this myself as a high schooler, and so I'm blessed that she's able to learn this information as a high school student. And I know that she is paying attention to it because she's referenced things she's learned in this course multiple times. Jake and I did Dave Ramsey, the boot camp, whatever, a long time ago. And so I know obviously what his ideas are and all of that. And I do think that sometimes it's a little too black and white. Things are a little bit different now, but overall the principles still stand. So I really recommend this. I think all high schoolers should take it. For her also, as another kind of fun elective option, I had her doing this advanced pre-med studies from Master Books. Now this is classified from Master Books as a science class for grades 9 through 12. I am having her do it simply for the fact that she is going into the medical field as of now, and I want her basis to be godly from the start. And so I think it comes with these 4 books, and she's reading through them and completing the worksheets and all of that. And I think so far what it's done is show her that, the medical field is still growing, still learning, and even from the basically dawn of creation, people have been making mistakes. And so, you know, it's come a long way, but there's still more to learn, and God is the author of all knowledge that he gives us. And so I think it's setting a really good foundation for something she's obviously going to pursue and she's interested in. So I think it's a great course, and not super duper time consuming either, which is always very helpful. Another one from Masterbooks. This is a new course. This from Masterbooks. This is classified as a science course for grades 11 through 12. This is Intro to Forensic Science from a Biblical Worldview. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, how can you talk about forensic science? Obviously, that's going to deal with death and murder and crimes from a biblical worldview. Besides understanding that all sin is the result of fallen man, then you know you're kind of on the path that I was on. I was really curious to see how they were going to dig into a topic that's really dark and heavy like this while maintaining, you know, a biblical worldview. My son has been doing this as an elective, not as his science, and it definitely is a science course. There's a lot of lab stuff involved. So because he's already doing a science course with BJU, I will sometimes have him skip the lab components of this, but obviously we're a law enforcement family, and so this is a topic that my kids hear about a lot. And he was interested in doing it, and I think he's been enjoying it so far. It's not all about just like crime cases. There's a lot of, a lot of the lessons have been on how to evaluate things, how guns actually mechanically work, how they collect DNA. So there's been a lot of different things like that, not just like crime stories, but there are those as well. So I think this course is great for older kids. He's not in the 11th grade, he's only in the 9th grade, and he's doing it, so I think it just depends on your child's maturity level. They do put a content warning on the actual course, and we have really been enjoying it. Another one from Masterbooks this year is this Living Healthy course. Now, I got this to do with my youngest daughter. This is on nutrition, exercise, and making choices, healthy choices. She is in the 7th grade, and this is definitely, it says grades 4 through 6 on the back. Grades, whatever. It's just about the information. The information in here is really, really good. And for us, again, with my background in personal training, a lot of this stuff my kids already know, but then there's things that she hasn't known. And so it's been very helpful for that, just to give her more information. I don't know. Yeah, this is an elective. They don't label it as a science course. I wouldn't really classify it as a science course because it's just kind of like short, sweet, and to the point. And it's just been something I've been adding into like morning time with her, and just learning more about food and learning more about muscles and all of that. So it's been a fun one for her. The last elective option I have is also from Masterbooks, and this is one of 3 books that come with their World Religion and Cults course. I am reading through this book. We're about halfway through with this with all of my kids this year in our morning time. We're not able to do this every single day, but on a good week we do it twice. And so, will I get through all 3 of the books this year? No. But I'll definitely get through this one. And so that's been very helpful. This is the first time that I've taught an apologetics type course to all 4 of my kids at once. And I'm also teaching an apologetics class at my church with our homeschool group for middle and high school. So we're getting kind of like a double dose of apologetics there, but this is the one that I'm doing in morning time. We are not doing the worksheets, we're just reading and discussing, and I'm having them take down notes that are pretty concise on the differences between whatever religion we're reading about and what we believe as Christians. And so it's just been a really good thing. This book goes super in depth. And so you have to have kids that are interested and want to learn. It's not topical at all. So I would highly recommend this for you as an adult. You know, I didn't know all of the information in here myself. So it's been really great to learn alongside them. So I think that is basically everything. I'm going to do a separate video for like morning time materials because otherwise this video would be too long. So if you want to see morning basket stuff, look out for that video. Don't forget to check out the links to Night Zookeeper down below where you can save 50% on your subscription to Night Zookeeper and get a 7-day free trial. That link is down in the description box. If you were super happy to see a curriculum review video on my channel, give me a thumbs up on this one. They are always requested, and then, you know, it kind of depends on how they perform on my channel. So make sure you give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Happy to answer any questions you guys have. And I will see you all again in my next video very soon. Bye.